everybody, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is b.eeana, and I'm a second-year medical student at AADO school. So happy Tuesday. I spent all day today watching Pathology videos, which I will get into in a little bit, but I want to let you know how yesterday went. So yesterday was Monday. I had my clinical skills written exam yesterday morning. It was like 115 questions long, 2.5 hours. Honestly, the exam was so fair. It was truly such a fair exam. I could have easily aced that thing if I had spent a little bit more time studying and if I had put in a little bit more effort for that exam. I don't think I aced it because I didn't spend that much time studying for that exam. I really waited until the last minute to look at the study guide and review that information. That's just what happens when you spend so much of your time studying for the medical knowledge exams and then don't spend a lot of time studying for the clinical skills exam. You know, I probably didn't ace it, but I know I did fine, so. And then after that, I started studying for my OMM physical exam because on Thursday I have a live OMM exam, which I am very nervous for because if you guys have been watching my videos, then you would know last year I really loved OMM. I feel like I was really good at OMM last year. I was able to palpate things. I could feel tissues relaxing. I could palpate transverse processes, and I could perform treatments that would actually help students like feel better. This year, I have no idea what's going on. I do not feel any ligaments balancing. I do not feel any motion of the cranium when I hold the head. Literally, I feel nothing, and sometimes I either think I'm super bad or this stuff is not real. And Dr. Phillips, if you're watching this, please don't be mad at me. I'm sure it is real. Your experienced OMM fingers probably feel everything. My inexperienced OMM fingers, they feel nothing. I don't feel ligaments balancing. I don't feel the sphenoid or the occiput moving. I feel nothing. So I just imagine that on Thursday, my exam's not going to go great. I'm trying my best here. I'm trying my best, and that's all I can ask of myself. Today, I started watching Pathology videos. Last week, I spent 3 days watching all of the in-house lectures for hematology. So my hematology unit is 3 weeks long. I watched all of the lectures for the next 3 weeks over the span of 3 days last week. A lot of third years were telling me don't even bother watching the in-house lectures after the psych unit because they're not super helpful, but I felt guilty not watching them. So I watched them all last week and they were not super helpful. I don't think I learned anything from those videos. They were just super dense. Granted, I had watched like 30 hours of lectures, so maybe that's why I was like, what the heck is going on here? But yeah, maybe that wasn't the best use of my time, but I watched them and I feel good about saying that I watched them. So today I watched Pathoma. There were 6 hours of lectures. I watched them on 2x speed. I had to rewind stuff here and there because I was like, holy cow, what did you just say? So it took me about 4 hours to go through all of the Pathoma videos for hematology. He's phenomenal, honestly. He explains things super well. He tells you the most high yield details. He was just great, okay? But even though he was great, I feel like I still only retained maybe about 10% of that information, so who knows. After that, I had a meeting with my research advisor to talk about how I could potentially get my research paper published. I don't really know if that's going to happen. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I'm not going to get my hopes up. Now I'm reading Pathoma. What did I just say? I'm not reading Pathoma. I'm done with Pathoma. I'm reading Amboss. Finally, things are starting to click, and I just want to know why it took me watching my professor's lectures and watching Pathoma and reading Amboss to finally start to make sense of things, because I've heard about JAK2 mutations a lot over the last week. I've even heard some of it last year. And it wasn't until this moment that I read Amboss that it actually started to make sense. So basically, there's this blood disease called polycythemia vera. And when you have polycythemia vera, you have an increased number of red blood cells and an increased number of granulocytes. And in 95% of people who have polycythemia vera, they have the JAK2 mutation. The JAK2 gene is an oncogene that codes for a non-receptor tyrosine kinase. And when you have a gain of function mutation in the JAK2 gene, what happens is you increase activity of tyrosine kinase, which means you increase like proliferation of cells like red blood cells and granulocytes. And when you have a bunch of proliferation of these cells, you have so many of those cells in your blood plasma that the plasma becomes hyperviscous, meaning it's super thick and it slows down motion of the blood. So what happens when your blood moves very slowly? You can get blood clots. So basically in polycythemia vera, you're at high risk of getting blood clots. That is literally not a complex thing to understand, but why did it take me 4 separate reads to make sense of that? Probably because I find heme boring and because I don't like it. At least I've learned one fact out of about a million that I need to know. Lovely. Since I have my OMM exam tomorrow, I'm here so I can practice with my friend, but I've literally never been in this room when it's so empty. So when I first came in here, the lights were totally off. And all I saw were those skeleton shadows, and it freaked me the F out. So I just got back home from practicing for the OMM exam with my partner. Honestly, it went fine. You know, I have my spiel down for all of the pathophysiological models, but the thing is, tomorrow, if I don't accurately diagnose everything, or if I don't actually induce a change with my treatments, then basically I automatically get a C on the exam. And again, like I said yesterday, my inexperienced fingers aren't the best at diagnosing everything, and they aren't the best at treating everything, so I imagine that I'm probably just going to get a C tomorrow, which is fine. I mean, I just want to pass. It's whatever, man, I'm tired. Before I started practicing OMM, I was actually watching Ninja Nerd videos, because if you've been watching my videos for a long time, then you know I love Ninja Nerd. That man is amazing at explaining things. There are 2 more hematology videos that I need to watch, so I'm gonna watch them tonight, and then tomorrow morning I'm going to practice again with my friend before our exam, which is at, I think, 10:45 a.m. After that, I have OCS from 2:30 to 5, and then after that, I will be studying more hematology, I guess. So I just finished my OMM PE, and at the end of it, my professor said that I crushed it. So shockingly, I diagnosed the OA, the AA, the cervical spine, the thorax, and the upper extremity, and he agreed with all of my diagnoses. So he agreed with all of my palpatory findings, and during my treatments, I actually elicited improvement. Yeah, I did really well. There was one part where I had a minor mistake, so I got docked a couple points, but one part out of the whole thing kind of crushed it. Can't believe it. I can't believe it, but I crushed it. So yesterday I was feeling pretty good about myself because my OMM physical exam went really well, and then I ended up getting my grade back for my OCS written exam, and I told you guys that if I had just studied a little bit harder and spent a little bit more time on it, I probably could have aced it. Well, apparently I didn't need to study anymore for that thing because I still aced it, which I don't even know how that happened. It happened. You know, I was feeling really good about myself yesterday, but of course that couldn't last because I just did 2 Amboss Q banks for heme, and I scored a 40% on the first one and then a 28% on the second one. You know, you just can't win. You just can't win. You might do really well in one thing, but then medical school will quickly humble you and make you realize you're really bad at a lot of things. Love that for me. 4.5 to 5.9.
RBC woman.
4.1 to 5.1 million.
Hemoglobin woman.
14 to 18.
Hemoglobin woman.
12 to 16.
Hematocrit men.
42 to 53%.
Hematocrit woman.
36 to 48%.
MCV.
80 to 100.
PT.
11 to 13.5 seconds.
b.eeana.
6 to 20.
Fibrinogen.
200 to 400.
CO2.
23 to 29.
WBC.
4,500 to 11,000. 150,000 to 450,000. 136 to 144. 3.7 to 5.2. 96 to 106. 0.8 to 1.1. 30 to 40 seconds. 0.8 to 1.2. 64 to 100. Okay everyone, so it's Saturday now, and as you can tell from this week, I had a very difficult week with heme. Today, I'm not going to do any heme at all because I definitely just need a break from it. So instead, what I've been doing today is watching the first 3 chapters of Pathoma because current 3rd years recommended that you try to get through the first 3 chapters of Pathoma before December. So instead of doing heme today, I'm doing those 3 chapters. Then at least I'm still being productive, but I'm low-key also procrastinating, but then at least I'm still learning something because I just need a break from heme because it's driving me absolutely bonkers. Yep, for the rest of the day, I'll just be watching those Pathoma chapters, and then I will proceed with heme studying tomorrow. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Hopefully, I am doing better with heme by then, although I have a feeling I won't be. Bye, guys.